Hello class 7 students, hope you all are well. Today we will going to start the chapter 6 industries. In the previous chapter we have already covered some portion of this, and in this chapter we will cover the remaining portion. Okay students, I am Ishita Raj and I am going to teach you about this chapter. Like in this class we will discuss about the different industrial regions, industrial pollution, environmental degradation, with that the preventing measure of that degradation. Okay students, let's start this chapter. So at first we have the industrial regions. What are the industrial regions? A number of industries that located close to each other that form an industrial region. These are the regions where industries are concentrated due to a favorable industrial location. These are the areas within which the manufacturing is carried out on a large scale. So in the previous class we have discussed about the favorable conditions like the availability of the raw material, good labor, good or accessible transportation system, power, market, with that the governmental policies. These are already covered in the previous chapter, that are the favorable condition for the location of an industry in a region. So that is why the place, if you have in this region all these factors that are available, that is why there are some concentration of the industries. Okay, like here you have found the good labors, the raw materials, governmental policies are also okay, transportation are okay, power generation is okay. So all the favorable condition where that is found, here we found the concentration of the various large scale industries, like various regions that are found where you will have the iron and steel industries, where it is located, where the raw material like the iron ore, like the power like coal, good labor, road and rail transport that are found, where then you will have the good concentration of the industries, and that are called as the industrial region. In that place there will be the concentration or the concentration of the industries. For what? Because they will find a favorable condition for the industrial location, that is why they are located very close to each other and form the industrial hub, is called the industrial regions. The major industrial regions of the world are various, like Eastern North America, like in the Great Lakes region, Western and Central Europe, Eastern Europe, Eastern Asia. So all these are some industrial regions. The major industrial regions of the world are located, where it is located in the world, the major industrial regions that are located around the temperate areas, near the seaports, where the high degree of technological proficiency is available, even with that near the place where the raw materials are available. You should have to remember students these four elements, like where the temperate regions, because every temperate regions all these are grow very fast, even with that if there is some availability of seaports, then the produced goods that can be exported to the foreign country very easily with very few transportation cost. Even with that the perishable goods that can be easily and the very fast export is there. High degree of technological proficiency, like the region like the Japan that have a very good technological proficiency, they have the seaport. Even with that the you can say raw materials where this is found. So these are the regions where the concentration of the industries would be there. Like the iron and steel industry, the world's oldest industries are the iron and steel industry. Germany, United States and China are the among the leading producer of the iron and steel. Even China and India is also in them. Okay. India has a dominant textile industry along with the South Korea, Hong Kong and Japan. Even with that the IT industry nowadays it is growing very fast. Like in Bengaluru we have the IT hub. IT hub means the various industries that are located there is the IT hub in Bengaluru. Like the Silicon Valley, as in the USA there is the Silicon Valley in the central California, same as the Bengaluru in India, like that. Okay, So what are the major industrial regions of India? We have already discussed what is the industrial region, where it is located, what are the favorable conditions. But in India we have various major industrial regions. Like these are some major industrial regions. First one we have the Mumbai Pune, next is the Hooghly region, Chotnagpur Plateau, Gurugram, Delhi, Meerut region. Next we have the Bengaluru, Tamil Nadu, Ahmedabad in Vadodara, Visakhapatnam, Guntur, even with that the Kollam, Tiruvananthapuram in the Tamil Nadu. Okay. So these are the regions where we can found the major industrial location. Like the concentration of various industries are just very closely concentrated. We will just locate this region in the map of India where the major industrial regions are located. Let's have a look in the India's map. So have a look student, this is the map of India where you can easily locate the various industrial regions. Like at first what we have, we will locate, at first we have the Mumbai Pune region. Okay, so this is the Mumbai Pune region in the western part of India. This is the Mumbai Pune belt. Okay, next we have the Hooghly region. Like here we have the Hooghly region in the southern portion of the West Bengal. This is the Hooghly belt. Next we have the Chotnagpur region. This is the Chotnagpur Plateau region where we have the best accessibility of various raw materials like the iron ore, coal, mica, manganese, all these kinds of raw materials that are found, bauxite. In the minerals chapter I think you will have covered those, and as the raw materials are found, even with that the various dams like the Maithon, Panchet, Tilaya, these kinds of dams are there. Even with that the hydel power, the thermal plant is there, all these kinds of favorable condition. That is why industries are just concentrated in these parts. Next we have the Gurugram, Delhi, Meerut region. This part is the Gurugram, Delhi, Meerut region. Next is the Bengaluru, Tamil Nadu region. Even with that, previous we have the Ahmedabad, Vadodara belt in Gujarat. Next we have the Bangalore, Tamil Nadu belt. This is the, and next we have the Visakhapatnam, Guntur belt in Andhra Pradesh. This much area. Here we will have the good transportation system through the seaport. Various ports are there. This is the Mumbai Pune region, this is the Hooghly region. So just have a look where the various industrial regions in India are located. Just go through the map, it will help you to remember. And another one is the in the Kerala, like the Kollam, Tiruvananthapuram. This is in the Kerala, this much part. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, Gurugram, this is the 4. Next we have the Bengaluru, this is the 5. Next we have the Ahmedabad is the 6. Visakhapatnam is the 7, and this much part is the 8. Just go through the map and reminds this region where they are located, the various industrial regions of India. So we have covered the various industrial regions that are located in India. Next we will discuss about the industrial pollution and environmental degradation. So we have already read about what are the advantages of having the industries, how the industries helps to make the economy of a country, how they helps to be a backbone of a country. But here lies the disadvantage, or you can say the adversities of having an industry, because the large scale pollution around the industrial location is there. That is why it will also affects adversely to make the environmental pollution. So we will study what are the different types of pollution that are mainly found around the industrial region. They plays a very major role in economic growth and development that we have already studied, but the environmental degradation they causes also that. Series of process to convert the raw materials to goods of utility industries cause following types of pollution. First one we have the air pollution. Next one we have the water pollution. How they pollute the air and water? At first, the presence of various industrial gases, various industrial effluents or the undesirable gases that are not desired, various undesirable gases, and also affects the environment like the sulfur dioxide, like the CO or the carbon monoxide. There is SO2, there is CO. These kinds of various undesirable gases are there that will adversely affect the environment. Even with that, in industrial region, smokes are also emitted by chemical smelting, paper and burning of fossil fuels like the coal. What does smelting mean? Smelting is the process of extracting the metal, and it is the combination of just heating and melting. Okay, so smelting is the process of heating and melting by the process by which the metal is mainly extracted. So by this the air is polluted in the industrial regions. Now is the water pollution. How water is getting polluted? It is caused by the organic and inorganic industrial waste and effluents that are mainly discharged into rivers by the chemical industries. So the petrochemical industry, if you have, then there various effluents like the chemical effluents that also of different types, which some of them are organic, some of them are inorganic, then they discharge to the water, make the water pollution. Paper industries, chemical industries, textile, dyeing, petroleum refineries, leather, all these kinds of industries are the main cause of the water pollution. So these two types of pollution like the air and water we have covered. Next we have the thermal pollution. Next we have the thermal pollution. So we have covered what is air and water pollution. Next is the thermal pollution. That is also occurred in the water, that happens when hot water from factories and thermal power plants is discharged into the rivers and ponds. Before being brought to normal temperature, it adversely affects the aquatic life. Aquatic life means the lives like the plants or the, you can say, the small zooplankton, phytoplankton, everything that are mainly living in the water body. They are called as the aquatic animal, aquatic plants. So the aquatic life is there. So thermal pollution means the hot water that are mainly discharged, they are of very high temperature and it will increase the temperature of the water body like the ponds, rivers, etc. Even with that, the ecosystem is adversely affected, the aquatic life will affected. Last one is the noise pollution, because in the industrial region very high sound machineries, different factory equipments, electrical drilling. So if you just live around or beside a industry, any kind of small scale or large industry, then you will have the very noisy condition. Even with that, the air water pollution is there. Even if you go through the Durgapur region, you will see the sky over your head is all time there of smoke, the black gray color of sky, and all they are just covered with the smoke. So you will not have the scope to breathe in the fresh air. It will affects you, or it will affects the various human being that are living in that region. Various respiratory disease, skin problem is there. So all these are the disadvantages or the adversities of locating besides the industries. Like first one we have the air pollution, then the water pollution, then the thermal, and then the noise pollution. We have covered the industrial pollution and environmental degradation. What is environmental degradation? Like the, with this pollution, when the condition of the environment that is degraded or the condition is just reduced, its character is just reduced to the very bad character, that is why they are the degradation, you can say the degradation. Now is the need or the requirements of amalgamation of that condition means we should have to prevent the environmental degradation for the further using, right? So what are the different strategies of preventing the environmental degradation? Now we will discuss it. Preventing the environmental degradation. Some of the important measures to reduce the environmental degradation are: at first we have the control at the source. What does it mean? Control at the source means from where the effluents are, you can say, they're released from the industrial region, from where they are released, they should be treated there. The industries should treat the exhaust gases, various solid waste before discharging. When you discharge those effluents, when you discharge those hot or various undesirable gases, any kinds of pollutants, then at first you should have to treat them before you discharge. So control at the source. After they are discharged, then there is no scope to you can say treat them. That is why before discharging you should have to control, you should have some treating measures. That is why they will be treated properly. Then they will discharge into the river, pond, any kinds of ocean, like the petrochemical or the various oil drills is there, then they are just released to the ocean. Next one, we have the site selection. What does it mean? If you want to build your house, then at first you will see what site will be good for your to make your house, like from where the market is nearer, from where your school is near, or any kind of favorable condition, right? You will not choose a very close congested region for making your home, right students? In the same way, the industrial site should be located far from the thickly populated region. Why? The climatic condition and the topographical features should be analyzed at first, studied properly before setting up the industries. So the site selection is very much important. Like various gas tragedy was there, like the Bhopal gas tragedy was there in 1984. We will discuss it. And it was mainly worst industrial disasters in India, it that affect very much of high population. So the site selection for location of an industry is very much essential. Number 3 is the afforestation. Afforestation means plants more trees. Intensive plantation is required to protect the environment and to prevent the further degradation of the environment. Intensive plantation in the industrial region, that should be encouraged to reduce pollution, by which, because they absorb the various undesirable gases like the carbon dioxide, even with that they recycle the O2, so the environment will be in the various, you can say, equilibrium state or balanced state. Even with that, some raw materials from the plants are also used in industries. Governments have a good measures, like they went through a phase of industrial development, different organizations that were established to deal with the environmental concerns. Like our government has set up the Pollution Control Board, PCB. It is called as the PCB. PCB means the Pollution Control Board. They have the rights, and they have some offices of the national, even the state levels. Okay, like in our West Bengal, we have the West Bengal Pollution Control Board, or the WPCB. Okay, and the head office is in Kolkata. So the boards have the right or the capacity and the authority to survey the industrial area. So what are the industries, how they just run, what are their amount of emission. If they think that they are not maintain the guidelines of the government guidelines, mainly for the protection and the improvement of the environment, they can close the industry also. Okay, if they found that the industries that are not maintaining the government guidelines, then the board have that capacity to close the industries. So these are the preventing measures. One is the control at the source, next is the site selection, Number 3 is the afforestation around the industrial region, and number 4 is the government, how they helps, like the setup of pollution control board. So these are some preventing environmental degradation to combat the environmental pollution also. Now this is the points which I was talking about. The Bhopal gas tragedy that was occurred in 3rd December of 1984. It was the one of the worst industrial disasters that was happened. How the disaster took place and how it affected the environment, lives of the people. So it was occurred in this much time in a thickly populated area. Okay students, we have covered this chapter industries or the chapter 6. We will end this and also discuss the next chapter in the next class. Okay students, thank you.